You are now locked in and ready, listening to AntillianMusic.com. Get ready for the Breezy Beat MC morning show, where 2 cups of coffee is only the beginning, and the rest of your day is going to be amazing just because you tuned in. Check this out. Every single song created by Breezy and his friends will be played on this station. So sit back, relax, and enjoy AntillianMusic.com.
Happy Friday, everyone. It's good to be back. Took 2 months off. Breezy Beat MC here. Happy Friday, and I'm glad that we are still on the map. Florida is still on the map. Thank you, Lord, for blessing our beautiful state. This Hurricane Dorian stuff was pretty nerve-wracking, as every year around this time for South Floridians. It is pretty nerve-wracking if you're sitting around thinking that you might get slammed by a Category 3 to 5 type hurricane. That's how we're rolling down here, you know. But I mean, unless you want to go be 20 below zero, you're living in South Florida, digging the beach and digging the vibe, and having to deal with this fear that exists for a few months a year. And once again, thank God for just for it not slamming into us. And I think it hit Jacksonville, and then it just went on it's going out into the Atlantic. So thank God for that. Today is an interesting day. This is episode 18, season 2 of the Breezy Beat MC morning show. Gonna start with a song called Popsicle. My artist Fabiananexx, which actually I got to interview her. Because I'm doing interviews. Actually, season 2 is gonna be a lot of interviews from different artists. A lot of really, good friends of mine, folks I'm pretty sure you've heard of. A lot of like legendary bass guys are gonna be on the show. They've already agreed to do it, so I'm gonna hold them to it. And you know what? With the advent of the internet, they could be anywhere in the world, and we're gonna be able to ask questions and interact. And you, as the fan, are gonna be able to listen to the story right out of the horse's mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I do have a little bit of a snippet from the interview I did with Fabiananexx, and a little later I'm going to interview a good friend of mine, Mr. Greatscott, which was one of the executive producers behind the Miami bass documentary, The Bass That Ate Miami film that came out around 2013. He's going to give us a little bit of knowledge, information regarding like his experience putting that movie together, along with Alex Weir, Jock D, and others that had participated in that movie. But definitely cool stuff. Anyways, check out Popsicle. There's a new music video that we just did. Fabian and Liquidman is featured in here, and the song's called Popsicle. And then right after that, you're gonna hear a little bit of our interview. I'm going to go ahead and take sporadic pieces of interviews that I'm doing with a lot of these folks, and I'm just going to intertwine it into the show as the episodes go along all throughout season 2. Anyway, without any further ado, here's Popsicle, and check out that video at AntillianMusic.com, ANTILLEAN music.com, or Google Fabiananexx, or in YouTube, just do a search for Fabian, FABIANANEXX, Fabiananexx. Check out Popsicle, produced by Breezy Beat MC. Liquidman is featured on there as well. Happy Friday.
Better than the want to do. Like I have free will to even choosing you. Sweet, sticky, drip, 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 dripping. Sometimes I like to be bitten, baby, overlicking. Cause I enjoy your fruits. They taste better when forbidden. And all you have to do is snap your boss lady finger. So fly, there's no slide pickup line from your average hype guy. You can just tie and divine me. Squeeze the vice so tight you can find me.
I don't care if you came from the past. You are the only lover that can make it last. Yeah. I mean, you are the one, the only one that ever gets the job done. Popsicle, taste so sweet. Popsicle, you know what you do to me. Popsicle, make it a licking down. My popsicle, good lemon all around. This is Fabiananexx.
Fabiananexx, in effect.
Yes. Popsicle Baby.
Popsicle,
And
popsicle.
many, many others to come.
Wow, we're creating music together. This is awesome.
Yeah, we got some Spanish music kicking. We got American music, French music. Yeah, we're multicultural. Antillian music. That's what that means. It's basically multicultural music. For multicultural people, which is the generation that we're living in right now, which is perfect.
Yes. I love it. I love it. AntillianMusic.com. Go check out Miss Fabiananexx's videos. There's more than one. There's a music video and there's two others. And what are the things that you promote in your music and in your videos?
Body positivity and minimalism, which is basically just a reflection of a healthy lifestyle and a healthy, positive mind where our thoughts are positive, where we disregard negative thinking. And, looking at that glass half full instead of empty.
All right, that was an excerpt from my interview with Miss Fabiananexx talking about her video Popsicle featuring Little Man, as well as her philosophy and the reasons why she does what she does. God bless her. We'll be hearing more from that interview all throughout, not just this episode, but other episodes of Season 2 of the Breezy BeatMc Morning Show, sponsored by Design Print Ninja and Antillian Music. Up next, check out No Money, No Girlfriend. Stick around. Got an interview with Miss Greatscott, one of the executive producers behind the Bass That Ate Miami bass documentary. Happy Friday, everyone.
At your pocketbook, they don't want to be with you when your car doesn't have any bass. But when you get your bass, they're the first ones in your car ready to go someplace. To you it might seem silly, but watch out, don't surrender to a girl like that, cause you'll have no cash left. And you will remember, you got no money, you got no girlfriend, girlfriend, no money. You got no money, you have no girlfriend, girlfriend, no cash. Give it to me. herself some clothes. I mean, if she really loved you, she'd understand that money don't grow on trees. It's not like you're her father who buys her everything she sees. Now there's many types of girls, some beautiful, some loving, but yo, I ain't the one to pay my girlfriend for no hugging. So I'll just keep looking for the one girl of my dreams, sweet and tender, but till I find that girl, which I doubt I'll find, I'll just remember, you got no money, you got no girlfriend, girlfriend, no money, you got no money, you got no girlfriend, girlfriend, no cash. No money, no female.
Now we come to the payoff.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Breezy. Money? Breezy. Money? Nasty. Now before this gets out of hand, baby, let me tell you one thing. I'll buy you flowers, I'll buy you gold, but don't expect me to buy you everything. I mean, let's be adults about this. Cause baby, this ain't funny. And I know you're mature enough to talk about this, cause you're damn sure mature enough to spend my money. So the next time you're at the mall, don't buy as much. I wanna talk, don't laugh, cause it won't be too funny, baby, when I leave you. And you don't get half. You get a smile on your face when I give you cash, right, baby? But it's not too cool when other guys ask you what's up and you say you're not my lady. You got my money, now you want my soul. Don't even think about it, I'd rather let you go, cause no money, no girlfriend, girlfriend, no money, no money, no girlfriend, girlfriend, no cash, no money, no girlfriend, girlfriend, no money, no money, no girlfriend, girlfriend, no cash. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Breezy. I'm made up in order to listen for a pulse. Feel my lyrics rising, certainly surprising. I make records, some get jealous, so they criticize me. No time to relax. Let me get you moving as quickly as a drop of sweat soon to be oozing down your face. Open and shut case, it's the most for you folks. Amazing how much time it takes a man with a super fly lyrics, my friend. Makes you wanna pick up the needle and hear it again. Breezy, beat MC, and Emily. Scary, so many rhymes in my head, I just might open a library. We've been correct, bet you can step. If you don't like what I say, take off like a jet. Best procedure I use is give you what you like. Be creative, all I do it, have you no need to bite. The way I was raised, you were taught not to copy. Love what you do, get slapped if you're sloppy. Nasty next to me, has what it takes to be my DJ, so you don't pay to see both him and me. Proud to have this God-given gift. I'm not saying I'm bad, I'm good, catch my drift. If not, I say it anyway. Most of all, get used to this. I do this every day, I've been told. My rhymes are nicely written. I say thanks, too bad they're often bitten. Yeah, I got talent too, and I rock on the mic. The rhymes I'll make in a minute, take other stormers for a night. Breezy speaking, this Puerto Rican is freaking out. Many other talkative brothers in the rap sequence here, there, anywhere. You find hip-hop, nevertheless, there's only me. On top, you over there. Don't you think it's great? The way I say 1,000 rhymes, not even hesitate to take a break. Oh yeah, Breezy beat MC, I swear, the rhythm is with me. You wanna battle? I'd love to know what with. No way, give it up, too weird. Catch my drift, number one, son, it's me you look upon. I'm giving you the action, plus I'm having fun. Bro, take it easy, leave it up to Breezy to make him something better than the adversary MC. The legend is final, pressed on vinyl, mastered to perfection. You think I lie? No way, Jose, it's the truth, not a myth. Not bad, I'm good, real good, catch my drift. Out there, this ain't your art, cause with the lyrics you write, I'd rather listen to Mozart. Miami is the city where the sound is great. The brothers are chillin', no room for nobody fake. It might get sort of violent, but once in a while, when it comes down to a party, everyone's got a big smile. You gotta be down if you're willing to hang. Kinda witty, kinda crazy when you're speaking the slang. Ain't no room for suckers, so please turn around. You wanna be a nerd, you better find another town. The Puerto Rican house rockin' with the beats and the cuts. They get off anywhere, they say it takes guts. But again, let me tell you, that's no problem with me. Just give me a mic, let me excite you, please. Don't give me no hassles, cause I ain't with that. If a battle appears, you see I'll never ever step back. It's a pleasure to do what I do. I mean, there's many suckers wishing they could do too. But all in all, let's give them the mix. Show them you're not bad, you're good, catch my drift. You got it, man. You and you can't get with us. None of y'all can get with us. I'm Breezy beat MC, rocking the mic for you. You know what I'm saying? Write the death lyrics. And on the turntables, DJ Nasty now. And again, hey, last but not least, like I said before, Debonair, DJ Debonair, producer, everything is a book.
This is a TMOD production. Yeah.
Bass see your face. Let me get ahead of pace in front of the other man. Be there just in case any other brother tries to get into the picture. Example, oil and water, there's just no mixture. I've encountered many MCs in my lifetime. I've been found to take them out in no time. There's no violence in my rap, I'm easy going. I breathe the beat MC, showing I'm known it. Many sucker heads who swear rap is easy. Maybe it is, but only if your name is Breezy. Throw it away and let your plan to really work it. Stay away from this channel. It's closed circuit, somewhere to brainstorm. The reason a hurricane, rap's what I'm made for. So please let me entertain. The reason for me saying what I'm saying is vivid. My life is being cool, so let me live it. So much you can't rush, I'm too quick to stop. Sorry if you underrate me, it must be quite a shock. You finding out like this, you were forgetting. It wouldn't be what you were thinking, now it's upsetting. So much coming from this Puerto Rican artist. Nobody ever thought I would start this trend of the breezy, very easily said. I'm out to please me, you can't ski with me. Get off the bounce leg, call us what the weather is expected to be. Call because the weatherman is breezy. Beat MC, you lie to yourself when you lie to me. You can never be like this unless you work at it, B. The quickness is the rap means that the syllables fit. I'll never stop rapping, plus I'll never forget it. Let a guy breezy beat demonstrate on his record. Let a man is unique battle me and get 2 count seconds more to you. Much more, my friend, don't get scared. I'll never let the dope rhymes end. They'll keep coming like a shower that could be forecasted. Keep rocking like an earthquake, natural disaster. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Get roll. Writing lyrics is easy for breezy suckers with love that sees me at any time thinking a stronger mind is a better put longer. I hate to cut down, but when they cut me down, I don't get mad. I'll make up a new sound. Suckers are suckers, then a sucker will be a sucker till he's 6 feet under and covered. Then your psychic comes another sucker who claims he's a king, and I will be the one to wake him up cause he's dreaming. Fantasyland just ain't the place for hip hop, cause yo, if it was, I'd be the evil warlock. Taking out whatever heroes there might be, they just can't get with me cause I start too quickly competing and beating. And even if they're cheating, the only way they win is if they're dreaming of the beating me. But when they wake up, they notice that the way that I wrote this is for them to focus on us and hope if they ever get their break, they will soon sound similar to us. We trust they will bite, so just comment on how we attract much gossip. The mouths will run and keep running just like a water faucet. It doesn't matter cause that's something that's just gonna happen. We'll see them talking when our album goes triple platinum. I'm just chilling, standing with a mic as my weapon, just like a villain. Taking out suckers who try to threaten me, and nasty, my posse gets angry. Yo, check this out, this out, this out. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, get roll. Puerto Rican house rockin'. Get roll. Yeah, 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 yeah. Believe that, believe that, believe that, believe that. Número uno. Girlies love the there's only one. Nasty cuts for the keep the hands clap, clap, clap. Keep the hands clap, 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 clap. Keep the hands clap, hands clap. Alright, check this out. We're gonna bring the bells back in. Then after that, we out of here. Peace. Hermano, my brother, and you. I'd like to thank one person. God.
All right, I had a chance to interview greatscott, co-producer. We've done a lot of cool tracks together. One of the tracks is Loud, which I'm going to play after I play a little bit of this excerpt from the interview. Had a chance to ask him what his what reasons I guess he had for being one of the executive producers of this documentary film, The Bay City of Miami, and this is what he had to say. Check it out.
I guess like everybody else, being in high school, just being influenced by all our forefathers, growing up, listening to Live Crew, and Magic Mike and Clady and everybody else. Just be in high school and, thanks God for Power 96 back in the day and Hot 105 and 99 Jams, because, they really played Miami bass and freestyle, which was a godsend from, getting away from the traditional pop music that FM radio was playing. So based on that, in high school, just out of high school, I didn't forget, me and other guys lived in a neighborhood, which was, two brothers, Alex Sosa, which was the older brother, and his younger brother, Wolf Sosa. We had our own little rap group, trying to do what everybody else was doing back then, rapping. And then our group back then was Quick Blazing Raw, and, put out a 12-inch, and, tried to live the dream. And obviously, mediocre song at best. Alex Wheeler, which is obviously the editor and director of the Bay City Miami, he kind of came in and helped us out and took us to Magnetic Air Studios in West Palm, which was ground zero or the studio used by the original lineup of Cut It Up Death. Jealous J, Jotsky, Johnsky, Aaron Goney, Gemini, that whole crew. So we worked in that studio, got to know the Cut It Up Death crew. So heavily influenced by the whole West Palm scene up here, because that's where we're from. So obviously, Coolsby, big influence. Danny B. So had a little rap thing going on. After a while, rap was easy. In the late 80s, early 90s, because anybody could do it. White, black, Spanish. And then when the whole crunk thing came in, the Atlanta movement, the whole thing got kind of really, I don't know, I guess as a white guy, just couldn't compete to the black sound and how kind of the whole Lil Jon yelling, screaming just didn't fit my abilities. So then I kind of got into the little production routine and then started making beats for people, some local people, and then had some other connections of other South Florida artists and worked with them. And then, kind of got lost for 7, 8, 10 years of just, making music and hoping something hits, and, nothing ever hits big enough to make enough substantial money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then when they started doing the bass documentary, I from known Alex and Chris and Josh P for years, they called, and because they were contemplating doing the bass documentary. And it didn't take much of a pitch to see if I wanted to be involved. And then I'm like, heck yeah, because finally, was anybody ever going to do it? Maybe, I don't know. But definitely wanted to be involved with doing it because, you grew up on this music and you wanted, like you said earlier, to give some credence to the music scene and the artists that got very little exposure. I mean, some Miami bass artists, made some money. They made a good career for themselves. 90% of them were 1 or 2 hit wonders, and I say 1 or 2 hit wonders in our mind, the South Florida scene. But globally or nationally, they were kind of unknown. But there was importance to the music scene down here. So obviously had a blast doing the documentary. I still haven't given up.
So let me ask you this, and not to interrupt you, and I'm glad that you're bringing up the part 2 idea, because you and I have spoken about this before, and I can't wait till that can be done, because there's a lot still left to be said. But the existing documentary can be seen on YouTube, because that's where I see it from time to time, and and then it's on IMDb, right? The list, the credit listings, and all that. It's an actual film. It's a real film. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie on Miami bass music, I recommend it because it's really well done. And there's a lot of cool names, and it's a blast from the past type scenario. I'm in it, and I'm thank you for inviting me to be in this movie. I'm glad I'm in it. So is there like a domain that points to it that's easy? How do you find it easily on YouTube?
I think the thing, because I think it's up to close to 80,000, 90,000 views. If you just do the Bay State Miami documentary, it'll pop up. I think it's on I think it's Alex J. Weir is the YouTube actual page. I think it's under his name. But you just Google and on YouTube the Bay State Miami, documentary, it'll come up, and then like I said, it's got 80,000, 90,000 views. So it's like 2.5 hours long. to set the groundwork a little bit, and I always have to kind of explain for people that haven't seen it, because a lot of people get really confused, because what we try to do is not just do it for the Miami bass heads, because Miami bass heads would be into it immediately. I mean, they just want out the gate, they would want to hear the music and the interviews. The first 15, 20 minutes, we kind of build it more for the novice person or the person who doesn't know about the scene. So we kind of build the history as quick as we can of South Florida, the incorporation of Florida as a state,
it's a history lesson.
How the music kind of
it's a history lesson of sorts.
History lesson. Yes, perfect. The history lesson.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that, hey, listen, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I mean, I don't think I'm spoiling it, but you're talking about it, I just want people to go see it, because I mean, 80,000, it's up to 80,000 views. That's quite
I think so.
That's quite a bit, man. That's a lot of it's a lot of views. So it is getting some exposure. I mean, what are you getting from folks? Are folks hitting you up and like reaching out to you is there any commentary, any opinions from folks?
What's good, because we all know current with social media and the world we live in, anybody who's got an opinion is more than glad to share it with you. What's pretty good is, I would say the majority, and I say majority, like 95% of the comments that people have left on the page, on the YouTube, on the video, the comment section, have been positive. It's been out, I think we released it in 2013, so it's several years old. It doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, but I think 2013 was the release date.
Whoa, it's been a while.
The biggest thing we get, and we knew we were going to have this, is everybody has their own opinion of who their favorite artist is. So obviously, I think with the artists and the producers and executives, I think we interviewed 61, 65 separate people, that were, known names in the Miami bass scene. Again, artists, producers, management, executives. So inevitably, we knew there was no way that we were going to make everybody 100% happy with not seeing who they is their favorite artist. So we tried to get as many as we could. Some people, because of time has passed, some people didn't want to participate, and we've tried really hard. Magic Mike, we desperately wanted him because he was a big name, but his career of where he is in his life and his success in Orlando and DJing at the House of Blues up there and he's still torn, he didn't feel the need at that time to want to look in his rearview mirror. So he kind of opted out. He's respectful about it. So we were disappointed that we couldn't get him to buy in. I'm hopeful in the future, if we do a part 2, he might, want to get involved. Other people just don't live in the area. We were going to try to link up with them. Like Clady, I think is the last I knew was in Texas somewhere.
Okay, so you got to get him, Magic Mike.
Yep.
There's quite a few guys but it's been a while. Like you said, 2013. So now I'm sure maybe some folks would like to be, I don't know, recognized for tour, or they're not that they're not recognized. These guys they're famous. I mean, like Magic Mike's famous, and Clay D certainly has a following that probably I don't know. I mean, he was pretty well known, so I'm not really sure. When you do movies, like folks are like, well, what do I get out of it? But, I mean, obviously this is more to, we're doing it for the love of the genre and to, kind of like the same reason I kind of do this show. I mean, I just kind of want to get exposure for my music and for the music that I did with other people and the people that I respect locally. And honestly, man, I just feel like we don't get enough, I guess we don't get enough exposure is what I'm saying. Like there's like new music now that could use the exposure. We don't get enough of it. And man, I'm hoping that maybe this other movie that you guys are creating, maybe even you could even further this whole thing. Have you thought about maybe kind of like taking where the new guys are kind of like being influenced by what some of the music that was done, that we did before, something like that? Like is that part of is that something you're looking to do maybe, or kind of?
After this is funny, the evolution of how you are, and this is me personally, is obviously young age, still doing music, DJing, everything, producing. So you like the audio sound, the audio creation and everything else. I never thought that I would have the interest in film. until you do a documentary. And then I'm 100% now, how can we do new projects? How can we take people that we are friends with from the Miami Bay scene or the freestyle scene or independent artists that we know or in South Florida? How can we take music that they have done in the past, or even, everybody's still creating music. You're still doing music. I am, Chris is. I mean, all our little counterparts and other friends in the group and everybody's still doing music. It's less exposed. I definitely want to keep doing film projects. We've done some script writing from independent films that we were going to try to do. It's just time consuming, so documentaries are easier. But we're always scheming and thinking of what can we do that can expose, the South Florida music scene, old days, new artists, old artists, to keep the ball rolling for everybody.
Right on, right on. Scott, I'm going to play a song that you produced the beats for, and I rapped over it, a song called Loud. And then I'm going to come back, man. We're going to talk some more about, the movies and some of the plans for the future, some of the content creation plans that we have, to get South Florida back out there, exposed and out to the masses. So what's up, before I play this tune, man, what's the whole thing? Because this is something you and I did together. You and I, after the movie, we kind of started vibing musically. You were saying, hey man, I got some beats, why don't you lace them up? And then we've done quite a few tracks together. What's the story behind this track, this Loud track? Your side, I guess.
I think it's a throwback of let's try to sample stuff as much as we can and throw something. I always, working with you, if anybody who knows me knows, probably my favorite, and I told you when we were working on the documentary, when I first met you, my favorite Miami Bay song, number one on my list, if I had to make a list, Shake the Joint's number one. So I always want to try to recapture a song that had the energy like Shake the Joint. It's almost impossible in my mind, but I think Loud was trying to be a traditional Miami Bay song as much as I thought we could.
And I think we accomplished, man, because I love that song, and it just flowed. When I got the beats, I was like, yeah, man, this is perfect. The bass line. You know what? I'm going to play Loud, and thanks for we'll come back. We'll talk some more, man, after this, after the tune is, after a couple of tunes, after Loud and a few more. And once again, everyone, this is Great Scott, and I'm Breezy BMC.